Hello, and welcome to the Highly Sensitive channel. My name's Linda, and my website is Neutralizing with Love. I'll put the link for that below if you want to go and check out what I do. So, the title today is How to Have a Brighter Year. It's quite a big title, and you'll see as we go, I've pulled it down to little things to make it easier for us all. At the very end, we'll share the assisting frequency and a Hutta code for courage. Because courage is not a fear-based thing. Courage is from your heart, and it's your heart that wants change. So if you go with your heart, you'll be led right. That's how I always see it. Plus, there'll be some free stuff on the Neutralizing with Love site that's there to assist in anything we've talked about today. What topics are we going to cover today? We're going to look at work or business. We're going to look at doing something new, tidying, clearing, decluttering, however you want to call it. And that's really why we have the code for courage, because little bits of courage are required for all new things, don't you see? Yeah. So having a brighter year, a brighter month, a brighter week or moment, it's all the same skill set. It's the same gift to yourself. And it begins now. It begins in the now that you wish it to begin. It begins when you actually see yourself in a pattern that you wish to change. Having said that, sometimes you see a pattern that's too big and you don't see a way that you can change it. So my suggestion to you there, and one that I've used myself, is to change something that you can see, something small, because small changes have a ripple effect that is magic. I'll probably say that again. I think the very moment you see what you're doing, and then you decide to make a change on anything, even if it feels unrelated, it will have a repatterning effect inside you. Oh yeah, I know it sounds a bit simple. It's what I've done. Once I learnt the magic of small change, I went about it. I just did it. And the idea of how it works is for your brain. Your brain doesn't really like change. And for too long, most of us have left it in charge of information, new information, where it's filed, how long you keep old. I don't know if your brain ever ditches any information. It usually brings up stuff that's possibly not even been yours. It might have seen it on the television, or a friend spoke about it, and it brings it back to you as reasoning for why it's giving you the options that it's placing in your head right now. So changing small things allows your brain to see that change is okay, change is fun, and change is acceptable. And the changes that we're talking about here are not going to ever be big. I would never promote that to you because I don't know who you are. So I'm going to promote small changes, changes that have subtle impact, and that's magic unfolding. So one of the things that we probably all have to look at here is how to earn the dollars that it takes to live on Earth. And that means you'll either have a job or you'll be in a business. And in that regard, it's kind of good to plan for a year, but it's not good to live for that year. My thinking is that you still need to live in the moments. Plan for the year, or however big a plan you can see, but live in the moments, live in the days and the weeks that make up that year. So starting now is the key, and that's whatever now it becomes for you. So, okay, work. So you have to go to work. And maybe you're not all that impressed with your job, and that in itself can be a negative trap. I get that. And I'm not going to say that what we talk about here will make you love your job. But I'm reckoning that it'll help you to be a happier person, which has to make going to work easier. Whether it's work that you've developed for yourself as self-employment or work where you're in a building with other people. My thoughts for you are, what does your job offer you? Now, don't take your mind to the negativity, because your job It offers you things that maybe you haven't looked at before. It offers you money for a start. It offers you skills, security in some way, and possibly friends. There'll be other things that you'll find while you're thinking about it. And if nothing else, I don't know, be thankful for the income. I remember I was working a job where the hourly rate was pathetic, and the expectation for me to do voluntary work as an aside was just there. And I worked from home, so I don't know, it kind of lived with me after a while. And I'm a rose-colored glasses person, if you hadn't caught that yet. So I looked at all the other things. I looked at what I was doing, who I was working with. I found friendships and I found knowledge. And that's the things that I'm talking to you about here. At the very least, be thankful for the opportunity to observe how humanity deals with their lot. So there's other people at the same place as you. How are they dealing with it? Do you see that? And then do you change what you're thinking? One of my secret weapons, if you like, secret skills, is see how you can bring universal love in to work with you, in the car with you. Not your love, because you know that would have you judging if you even wanted to love that person, but universal love, which is way bigger, and it copes with everything we ask of it, really. You can bring it in. So imagine that you're traveling in a love bubble, however big you want it to be, and the love bubble is filled with universal love. It adds to your own good feelings, and if you like, you can see bits of it drifting off and leaving love bubble traps to encompass other people. You can go off on a big visual on that. It's quite fun. So going into work in your own love bubble, first of all, it changes how you view things. So it changes your responses to life and it changes how people see you. It's a bigger picture than I can offer in this talk. It does. The ripple effect is huge from that. So another thing that I was thinking about is keep things around you that make you smile. Anything. If you're in your own heart business, then often you're on track for a happier life. And having said that, having worked for myself for most of my life, I know that at times you still have to round yourself up and revisit how to bring more smiles into your world. So my next thing is about smiling more. Choose to find joyful things to smile about. It's not about counting your blessings, because sometimes that just makes you irritable, doesn't it? It's about seeing things that make you smile, choosing to see things that make you smile. And if you're in a controlled environment at work, then choose to have something around you or carry something on you that makes you smile. My gorgeous husband will take a stone, let's call it that, or a crystal in his pocket. And a lot of people, girls, who wear bras, put them in their bra cup. If you've got a computer screen at work, pop a happy shot or a smiley face, stick it on it. If you drive for work or for your business, put it on your car dashboard. I mean, you can see things that you can do to make a happy space. Aim to visit a green space through your break if you can. That's another way to make you smile. I know inner city places often have a green space because when I've been around them, they've been like there's a lot of people there and they're all in their own spaces. So choose to sit near a tree. Trees are so very inclined to assist us and they share their energy willingly. Just sitting near a tree or touching a tree truly will make you feel better. I usually sit in a garden, or when I was traveling for business and for work, I would plot time into my diary when I was working for someone while I was traveling and they covered my diary times. I plotted my breaks or in between times around green spaces. That was just my way of keeping a sane moment anyway. So you get it. Just choose. Just choose. And in that choosing, my next thought for you is to do something new, however small. Don't do big things new because they take a fair bit of planning, unless you really want to. But something new causes more of those ripples in your life. Create a new adventure with something that'll make you smile. Involve yourself with nature a bit more. Animals, they've just got it all correct. They hum with the earth regularly. If you have a dog or a cat, you look outside. They'll be lying in the sun, away, not even near you. They're just humming with the earth. Cows do it. I've seen them. They love it on a spring morning, humming in the green grass. And I worked with llamas at a place that we managed, and the llamas had this humming with the earth thing absolutely perfected. They were amazing at it. Anyway, welcome change. Change is your friend. That's all part of doing something new. When you see change, don't necessarily just flick it off. Look at it. Look at how you could take a part of it. Because changing something small, again, the ripple effect. There you go. It's subtle. And you know what? You get down the road a bit and you think, oh my goodness, I haven't thought of that in ages. How cool. So that doing something new is amazing. Tidying up is often doing something new, like they could come together in one point. I did a recent YouTube on tidying up your social media, so go have a look at that if you want. I think it's important. I mean, when you look at social media, if someone puts yucky stuff in your feed, unfollow them, for goodness sake. Don't look at something and go, oh man, why are they doing that? Unfollow them. If it's negative, you don't need it. And if it's family, you can always choose to visit their page. I don't know, once every now and then I just go through all of the people that don't appear on my feed, and I have a look at where they're up to. And if they're still tracking negative stuff, I wish them well and send them a hug. In your world, tidying up a small area is another magic thing to do. I have probably talked to you about this before, but this is about bringing shine into your world. Decluttering, however you want to choose to call it. Choosing something small, complete a spring clean on it, and then you might be inspired to do something bigger, but it's the do something new moment, clearing the way for something new. So find something that represents your thing to clear. Another thing that I look at regularly is find something that represents a challenge to you. Again, not something big, because that then becomes too big a step. Maybe, it's up to you. But I like to do the small things towards it, because then all of a sudden the big picture's there and you go, oh wow, that was pretty cool, that was easy. So find a small challenge and see how you can overcome it. One of my decisions this year was to go out and be around people and know that I'm okay with that. And if you know me personally, you might think, wow, I always thought Linda was a fairly outgoing person. But I really do like my home space. And I just chose, I thought, well, if I want to bring new stuff into my world, I'm going to go and do things. And I do. And I've done it. And I have enjoyed the time. So choose something small for you and it will grow. Now, the assisting frequency code that chose to be in this talk with us is the code for courage. And courage, the meaning that came with the code when I found this particular one for us, courage says, I have the ability to do things that frighten me. I have the strength to overcome my fears, and I transmute my fears into courage. And when I see the word courage, I think heart. That's my way of looking at it. Because if my heart's in something, then obstacles aren't really there. Again, oversimplified, yes, I get that. So to complete the talk here, I'm going to finish on the Anahata code for courage, because then I just will leave you with that. And if you don't want to do it, stop it now, that's cool. Or you can come back to it another time. So what I wanted to say to you here is, I have a process that's free on the Neutralizing with Love website, and it's called Pouring Love. It's to help you with a busy brain. It's awesome. I do it regularly. Once you get it, you'll just go, oh yeah, cool, that's fine. And just to promote, I have a 30-minute session that's available on the services. I'll pop that link in below too, where we share the refresh process and then activate any specific codes for you in that time. It's an amazing process, the refresh process. It's a renewal process. It's very quick, it's very clean. I use it in groups, and I just have such a joy watching how people choose their new perspective. There's nothing I do, I just hold the space for you to do it for yourself. Whatever your heart chooses for you, that's there. And down the track, I have it all set up to go, I just haven't promoted it. I'm looking at doing groups in Digital Land with Refresh. And I think, again, we can have themes. Just keep an eye out for that. It'll come about when it's time to come about. And support my channel. Support Highly Sensitive by subscribing, please. Like each one that you listen to. Give me a comment if there's something that you'd really like me to talk about. Just join us. Join us in, my passion is self-awareness and self-activation. They are the things that I promote out to people. I'm not in charge of your change, you are. You're in charge of your life. So, now we're going to sit and activate the assisting frequency for courage. So prior to taking you through the activation, I'd like you to be comfortable. Have a drink of water and just sit and be relaxed in your own beautiful space. Nothing can come into this happy space. It's just yours for this moment in time, right now. If you've activated an Anahata code with me before, you'll know how to. So place your receiving hand up in the air. For most people, that's the left hand. And place your right hand over your heart chakra. And just sit with us for a minute. And be still. We ask for, align with, and allow this beautiful Anahata code with gratitude and love. We activate the assisting frequency for courage. 42922041. 42922041. 42922041. 42922041. 42922041. 42922041. 42922041. Place your left hand over your heart as well. Take a deep breath and say out loud or in your heart, it is so. Sit with this for as long as you like. Let it activate in your system. Have a drink of water once you're done. And remember, you are unique. You are wonderful. You are loved. And the world is just waiting for your special medicine and your magic out there. Bye for now. See you next time.